This isn't just a home. It's a statement, a contradiction, a love letter written in concrete, steel, and charcoal hues. Not loud, not boastful, but certain. Certain of who it is and who it isn't. Graphite Luxe doesn't try to impress you with chandeliers or glossy finishes. It speaks in textures, in tones, in stillness, like a whispered truth that lingers long after the noise fades. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button because it's a simple way to show your love for these incredible designs. Because somewhere between a farmhouse and a five-star resort, between utility and elegance, something unexpected took shape. A home that doesn't ask for attention, but earns it. A structure with a quiet confidence of a black suit in a room full of sequins. Every inch of it intentional. Every angle, every line, every shadow that falls across its face. Crafted, not just constructed. They didn't build it to be trendy. They built it to be timeless. To hold space for the kind of life we forget to make room for. The slow mornings. The golden hours. The kind of silence that doesn't feel empty, but full. And they called it Graphite Luxe. Not because it sparkles, but because it endures. Because it holds the weight of modern living. With the grace of simplicity. And maybe, just maybe, it's not just redefining what a house can look like. Maybe it's redefining what home can feel like. We share new content regularly to help you create spaces you love. So don't forget to subscribe. The Barndominium. It began as something humble. A barn with a bed. Steel walls, open space, no frills. Just function. Built by hands that knew hard work. Built for lives that didn't care about finishes, only shelter. It was rugged, rural, unapologetically practical. It stood for something simple, purpose over polish. But then, someone, somewhere, asked a quiet question. What if we gave it soul? What if modern luxury could wear overalls? What if a structure built for hay and hardware could hold love, light, and something more human? Not just a roof, but a rhythm. And so it began. The quiet shift. The slow reimagining. From farmhouse bones to minimalist dreams. People weren't looking for mansions. They were looking for meaning. Less noise. More space. Less clutter. More clarity. They didn't want more house. They wanted more life inside it. And out of that desire, out of steel and soul and silence, came something new. If you found this video inspiring, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Your support means to me, and it helps keep the design ideas coming your way. Not an evolution, a revolution. A barndominium that didn't just offer square footage, but serenity. A design where blackened steel meets warm light. Where clean lines speak louder than loud choices. Where simplicity is sacred. Graphite Luxe wasn't built to be admired from afar. It was built to be felt, lived in, breathed in, like a sigh after years of holding your breath. This wasn't just about changing architecture. It was about changing pace, changing the way we live. And for the first time, steel felt soft. At first glance, it feels cold, dark, stoic, like it's guarding something. Graphite Luxe doesn't smile when you approach. It doesn't reach out or welcome with warmth. It simply stands, still, certain, strong. But take a step closer, and the silence starts to hum. Not loudly, not obviously, but deeply. If you love this type of look, hit that subscribe button to help us create more videos. And let us know in the comments what you'd love to see in future videos. You begin to see it. The language hidden in the lines. The way the matte black siding drinks in the light, instead of throwing it back. The vertical rhythm of the steel, like music frozen in form. And there, a whisper of contrast. Warm timber, not shouting for attention, but grounding the darkness with something ancient, something human. The roof doesn't try to be clever. It doesn't twist or curve or scream for notice. It floats, like a silhouette against the sky, effortless and unapologetic. There's a front porch, but not for show. A wide, thoughtful space, framed with industrial lighting that glows like an echo from the past. Not farmhouse nostalgia, but something deeper. like the memory of shelter. And then your hand meets the door. Not just any door. Custom. Welded. Heavy in the palm. You feel the weight of intention. This is not design made for quick glances. It's made for the ones who linger. The ones who look twice. The ones who listen closely enough to hear the stories hiding in the seams. Graphite Luxe doesn't try to be liked. It dares you to understand it. And if you do, you don't just see a home. You feel a presence. Inside, it disarms you. Graphite on the outside. Glow on the inside. You expect it to be cold. Maybe even severe. But the moment you step in, you feel it. The hush. The warmth. Not just in temperature, but in tone. 20-foot ceilings rise around you. But nothing feels distant. The space breathes. Open, not empty. Concrete floors stretch beneath your feet. Polished, radiant, quietly alive with heat. Not sterile. Not industrial. Grounded. Solid. Certain. Overhead, reclaimed wood beams carry time in their grain. Crossing black steel like memory stitched into modernity. A soft tension between what was and what is. The kitchen doesn't shout its luxury. It just knows it's beautiful. Matte cabinetry, clean lines, black quartz counters that don't reflect. They absorb. Everything softened by a quiet underglow. Like candlelight without the candle. At the center, a double-sided fireplace flickers between living and dining, as if the house itself breathes warmth into every gathering. No wall to divide. Just flame. Just connection. And then the pause. A wall of glass. Not a window, but a moment. Revealing the forest beyond, where morning fog clings to the trees, and light pours in like a silent blessing. Every material feels chosen. Every corner feels considered. It's not just the layout. It's the listening to what the space could be if we stop trying to fill it and simply let it hold us. Inside Graphite Luxe. Luxury is not in what you see. It's in what you feel. Graphite Luxe wasn't built just to look good on Instagram. It was built for a life. A slow one. A spacious one. A life where the kitchen island isn't just stone. It's where Sunday pancakes happen. This isn't aesthetic for aesthetic's sake. It's form that follows feeling. Step into the mudroom. Not a drop zone, not an afterthought, but a quiet ritual of arrival. Built-in lockers. Smooth finishes. Enough elegance to feel intentional. Enough durability to hold backpacks, boots, and lives in motion. Behind the kitchen wall. A pantry that doesn't announce itself. A soft click, a hidden door. And suddenly, you're inside a secret. A passage between order and delight. Up above a lofted office. Not boxed in, not tucked away, but open to light. A place to work, to write, to witness the sunrise through tall glass. A workspace that feels more like a thought than a room. And when the day folds in, the master suite becomes a retreat. Clean, calm, complete. A rainfall shower that hushes the world. A freestanding tub that waits without demand. Lighting that doesn't glare. It glows, like dusk held in your hands. Every detail, every decision. A quiet promise that beauty and function don't have to compete. Here, they belong to each other. This is emotional minimalism. Not less for the sake of less, but less so that what matters has space to breathe. In Graphite Luxe, nothing is accidental. And yet, nothing feels forced. Because when design listens, life answers. And then, the sun goes down, and Graphite Luxe becomes something else entirely. It sheds its edges. It softens, like a shadow that breathes. In daylight, it stands tall, bold, angular, sure of itself. But at night, it exhales. Warmth spills out from within, not in brightness, but in glow. A soft, golden quiet that drifts from every window, as if the house is holding a secret it's willing to share. But only if you ask gently. The world slows here. The outside noise doesn't reach this far. What fills the space instead is the flicker of fire, the hush of laughter in another room. Or maybe nothing at all. And that silence It's not emptiness. It's design. It's space for you to arrive back to yourself. You notice it in the way your shoulders drop as you walk through the door.